You click any photograph, three variables matters most: light, subject, and composition. In this video, we will discuss about 5 of best photography composition techniques which are easy and quick to learn. I will take different photographers' photos as examples to understand each technique easily. Rule of thirds. The rule of thirds is a rule of thumb for composing visual images in photography. According to rule of thirds, an image should be imagined as divided into 9 equal parts by 2 equal spaced horizontal lines and 2 equally spaced vertical lines. That important compositional elements should be placed along these lines or their intersections. Why? Because aligning a subject with these points creates more attention, energy, and interest in the composition than simply centering the subject. We will see few examples to understand it better. In this example, tiger sits at the intersection of two lines, sometimes called a power point or a crash point. Another example, this photograph also demonstrates the application of rule of thirds. The horizon in the photograph sits at the horizontal line dividing the lower third of the photo from the upper two thirds. Never be tempted to place the horizon in the center of the image. Following the rule of thirds, place your horizon along either the top or the bottom horizontal line. The bottom line is most common. However, if you want it more dramatic, use the top line. This rule is particularly easy if you have a grid view in your camera viewfinder. You will see that your view is divided into 9 sections by 2 vertical lines and 2 horizontal lines. Framing. Framing is the technique of drawing attention to the subject of your image by blocking other parts of the image with something in the scene. It is an easy composition technique that uses something as a frame around your subject in the scene. Why? Because framing a subject within an image guides the viewer's eye to your subject. Placing something in the foreground will add an extra dimension to the shot. We will see few examples to understand it better. We can click photos using archways, doors, bridges, tree branches, caves, tunnel, mountains, etc. Leading lines. Leading lines is a photography composition technique that features line shapes like road or river, anything that draw the viewer's eyes to the projected subject of the photograph. Just by seeing photograph, we instinctively follow these lines to see where they go towards a particular subject. Finding leading lines to use in our shots should not be too hard. They are everywhere around us. We will see few examples to understand it better. For examples, roads, fences, window panes, buildings, doorways, bridges, rivers, shorelines, lampposts, train tracks, dunes, cliffs, sun rays, trees, waves, long hallways, rows of lockers, rows of clouds, etc. Repetition. While something is repeated once or twice, it makes the photo appealing. Repetition refers to repeating elements within a single frame. For instance, a line of trees stretching across the frame will repeat the same shape over and over again. We will see few examples to understand it better. Just like leading lines, repetition is photographic composition leads the viewer's eyes to your subject. So, we often combine these two composition techniques when taking photograph. Color, shape, parts of object or even whole objects can be repeated for strong composition. In this photograph, we have three photographic composition techniques in use: repetition of pillars and leading lines to the subject and rule of third grid. Symmetry. The photography symmetry appears when parts of your composition mirror other parts. If you want to break the rules of thirds, symmetry is the best way to do it. When we start looking, we will be surprised by how much symmetry we see around us. Let it be man-made or natural, horizontal, vertical, radial, or reflective symmetry. We will see few examples to understand it better. Nature has a great way of creating its own symmetry. Here, sunflower is radially symmetric. We can see identical floral structure of the petals. In this example, reflection of castle creating perfect symmetrical balance in photograph. Here, horizon line passes through the scene from right to left, dividing the scene into equal, creating a horizontal line of symmetry. Architecture is most beautiful example of symmetry. Here the line passes through the scene from top to bottom, dividing the photographs and creating a vertical line of symmetry. I hope you will like this video, and if you do, please like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also make sure you press the notification bell so you don't miss my future videos. I would be very grateful for that.